EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the birthplace of rock and roll, Cleveland, Ohio, where the ceremonial guitar has been smashed, and that means we are set for football at Huntington Bank Field. Today, Week 17 is upon us, and we've got a good one in store here, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Cleveland Browns. On the visitor's sideline, Steeler head coach Mike Tomlin. These guys just 2 wins over their last 6 games. Across from him, Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski. His guys ready to show out in front of the home fans as they try to send them home happy at the end of this one. Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week. And off we go from Cleveland. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. Under center is a 6'2", 225-pound signal caller, Aaron Rodgers.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers? 1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss. Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now run straight ahead with Warren. Call it an 8-yard pickup, but it'll be 3rd down. Well, this defense for the Browns, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
Anytime you can hold a team to less than 10 points, your expectation of winning that game has to be sky high. In fact, you'd be absolutely stunned to come away with a loss in that one. Could you imagine going to the press conference and trying to explain that?
A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Steelers.
A handoff for Warren. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 46. On the give, it's Warren. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. You see the numbers in last week's game for Warren. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
Second and 9 from the 44. Here's Rodgers. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Rodgers with a keeper. Trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it. So call that no gain on the sneak, and now they're still a yard short here on 4th.
Well, that play seemed well scouted defensively. They collapsed everything inside. Nowhere to go in the quarterback sneak. Now it's going to bring up 4th down.
So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was hoping for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So here are the Browns under head coach Kevin Stefanski. They'll be led out by the former Colorado Buffalo, their rookie quarterback.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him the win. They will start this drive with 4. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Cameron Hayward in on the tackle. But Charles, as we've covered, they've already clinched their spot in the postseason, so now they just want to avoid adding any additional names to this list before the postseason begins.
Terrific observation because trying to move up a spot, I don't know if it's worth it if you're trying to play guys who aren't quite right. Get them healthy, get ready for the playoffs, make your move then.
3rd down and 6.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Sanders. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
The Browns at 11-4 now on the year, and they come in on the heels of yet another victory. That ran their win streak, Charles, up to 7 now.
And I think that last win, that established them and stamped them, to me, as Super Bowl frontrunners. They're playing with extreme confidence, and you need that in order to go all the way.
They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's 2nd down. These two teams matching up for the 2nd time this year. Their first meeting back in October, week 6, and it was the visiting Browns who got the victory then, so they'll look for the season sweep here in Cleveland. Takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 23 yards on the pickup there and a 1st. Once he broke through that first wave of defenders, there was a pretty big gap there for him to run.
And it helps that they were in a dime defense. That's 6 defensive backs. So this is why a lot of teams now are searching for those linebacker safety combo type guys who can add a little bit more size on the defensive side of the ball, but can still run as well, because when you run against 6 DBs with some bigger offensive linemen, you often get this result.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. On to the 2nd from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Ready.
To throw now. Here's Sanders. That one caught by Carter. They'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. DeAndre Carter with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise too.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Oh, with a juke. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their 2nd offensive possession. And after the field goal last time, see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that were happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it. And An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Rodgers. A short one there to Freiermuth. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
First down, Pittsburgh.
Misdirection's the key on this play. They line up with 3 receivers to the opposite side of the tight end, and they're all going to work their way across the field and let the tight end slip underneath against flow the other way. They're banking that he can get lost, and that's exactly what happened as they pick up the first down.
And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
Here's Rodgers to throw. A short one there to Freiermuth. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. 2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. From midfield, here's Rodgers. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
I don't care how many times we see it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Throwing is Rodgers. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that brings up 3rd of the full 10 yards. Now it's Rodgers. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this one dropped in the end zone. Oh, it looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's 4th down. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And that is no good. Oh, he hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in. And that will keep this a 4-point game.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one for 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
The Browns drive about to get started. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And the short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. Here's Sanders. That's going to be caught by Judy. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Now Sanders. And it's intercepted. Picked up by Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And the Steelers are going to have it here just past the 25.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. And looking at this situation, Charles, you got more than a minute. You've got all 3 timeouts. Probably no need to play this safe.
So what you're saying is that we're doing a little bit of a mind meld here, aren't we? Because I'm thinking along the same lines as you. This amount of time, don't be compelled to play it too safe. This is a chance to get points on the board. Press it a little bit.
Especially since a touchdown here gets you the lead. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Throwing now is Rodgers. What can Aaron Rodgers do? The legwork there getting him the first. Now Rodgers. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. 3 receivers head out right, 1 to the left on 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7.
To throw, it's Rodgers. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Rodgers now to throw. On the right side, this is Austin with a catch. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. To throw is Rodgers. On the out route, he's got Burks. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. On the run, it's Warren. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Myles Garrett showing that athleticism as he gets in to make the play. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Rodgers going to throw. That's caught right side. It's Warren. Given 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So a tight one so far, 1-point game at the break as we check in with Scott Hansen at our halftime report.
Our tour around the NFL starts now at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. The Bengals at home to take on the Arizona Cardinals. And it's the second-year man, Trey Benson. 54 yards to the house. The Cardinals come away with a victory. They win by 6. From there, we go to SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. Let's check in on the Chargers as they host the Houston Texans. And this is C.J. Stroud. He went for more than 300 yards passing, including this, one of his 3 touchdowns through the air. The Texans win a wild one, defense optional here. They go on to get the victory. Lastly, we go up to Lambeau Field. It's the Packers taking on the Baltimore Ravens. And it's the NFL's all-time leading rusher as a quarterback, Lamar Jackson. He's going to take this one himself. He also had 2 touchdown passes in the game. The Ravens win their 4th straight as they get the victory here. With that, let's give you a look here at the current playoff picture. In the game you're watching, not much to separate these 2 sides through 2 quarters, a 1-point game at the half, as we get you back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Browns offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. He had the touchdown pass earlier, adding to his impressive season total as you take a look at the NFL leaders in touchdown passes at this point in the season. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis.
Ready, go!
Again, they turn to forward. And now the ball's out, fumble near midfield. But I think the Brown was able to recover, and they'll indeed hold on to the ball here. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. The handoff to Ford up the middle. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. But Charles, as we've covered, they've already clinched their spot in the postseason, so now they just want to avoid adding any additional names to this list before the postseason begins.
Terrific observation, because trying to move up a spot, I don't know if it's worth it if you're trying to play guys who aren't quite right. Get them healthy, get ready for the playoffs, make your move then.
Sanders to throw. And that is taken in by Njoku. And they move this all the way down to the 9. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Boy, how about the speed with which his offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
Throwing, Sanders. Finding Carter on the slam. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. To throw is Sanders. He'll swing this out to Jenkins. Touchdown! Crenshaw Jenkins, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Browns take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Now the try here for the extra point. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Rodgers. Throw left side complete. That's Warren. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. 2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Now run with Warren. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They've not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
From the gun on third down, Rodgers. A short one there to Fuller. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards that time, and a Pittsburgh first.
And the Steeler first down.
Here's Warren. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Final minute now of the third quarter.
At the 37-yard line.
On play action, now Rodgers. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
First down, Pittsburgh.
They'll run it, Warren. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 31-yard line.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. From the 31, here's a 2nd and 8. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Catch is made by Metcalf. And in for the Steelers touchdown. DK Metcalf, 31 yards. And the Steelers have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. So part 1 of what they needed is done. They get in the end zone. Now you have to imagine we'll see a try for 2.
And that's what the book says, but defensively, they can't hang their head right here. They still got a chance to come out with the lead if they make a play.
All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
The Steelers will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Rodgers will throw for it. That's caught. But he is not going to make it. It's a big play by the defense, and they're going to hold on to their 2-point lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And the Browns getting set to go. And they've seen their lead nearly extinguished after that last score. But bottom line, they are still on top with the football. And a touchdown on this drive would really put them in position A. They'll start on the ground with Judkins. And able to get this one across the 45 before it's brought down. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
And what a tough spot for this defense because they know it's coming, but they're just powerless to stop it. What a great run there to start the drive. And you can bet there'll be more where that came from as they try to ice this game away.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground with Judkins. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. A tackle credited to Deshaun Elliott, the safety. This, the second meeting between these two division rivals. You might recall they met earlier in the year, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. And he's got some space here. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great play there. His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Browns will add to their 4th quarter lead. So a heck of a drive right there with the game potentially hanging in the balance.
A very good drive, and now conversion to make it a 2-score game and a solid lead.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes this a 9-point game. is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. Here's Rodgers. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 4 receivers in the formation here. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. 2nd and 3. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett. He continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. The offense on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Now Rodgers. A short one there to Fryermuth. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. Now Rodgers got to have this one. He'll let it fly for Austin. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. They can thank their defense for another stop, and now look at the score, where they've got the football. They're looking pretty good. They're looking excellent because now you're thinking to yourself, let's just take some time off the clock. Work it down, and of course, you put another touchdown on the board, you pretty much say bye-bye to this one. Play calling here can be a little bit more conservative because of the lead. A little bit more conservative. The biggest thing, everyone understands how to get the ball downfield and how to stay in bounds and make sure the clock keeps running. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Come on, set! 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Let's go.
On 3rd down, Sampson. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. That's to his running back, complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Quinshon Judkins. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Browns stretch this 4th quarter lead even further, and they are closing in on win number 12 of the season. Offense will stay on the field as they'll go for 2 here. They'll try and run it up the middle. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage here by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. Well, Charles, you remember their last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it, but you understand why they did in this close game late. Now, though, the road back is even tougher.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And it was fair to look back and say the 4th down was the moment where this one was decided. But as you mentioned, understandable about why they went for it. But, hey, a lot of credit to the guys on the defensive side of the ball. They knew they'd have to defend in that situation, and they got it done.
This is 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Throwing is Rodgers. That's DK Metcalf running the slant. He's got it. And from the 25, they work this to the 29. A gain of 4. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
First down, Steelers.
Warren will try the right side. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Here's Rodgers to throw. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just let him bleed the game out that way.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
A gain of 11 on the play.
Now it's Rodgers. That pass taken in by Burks. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. One timeout at their disposal, but more pressing is the need for 2 scores, obviously. Here's 1st and 10. Rodgers again now. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. From the gun, it's Rodgers. A short one there to Fryermuth. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. To throw, it's Rodgers. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Pass complete to Austin on the comeback route. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding, offense.
So that flag obviously takes away the good yardage that they had on the play.
And talk about a momentum shift, because we can visibly see this celebration shifting from one side of the field to the other as soon as everyone saw the flag.
They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard.
70.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And this coaching staff, CD, I think you'd agree, pleased with this overall effort.
Oh, I think they're more than pleased, right? They've got to look at each other like, wow, we just pulled this one off in a big way. Great job of motivating, even better job of game planning. They were facing a top 10 defense, so they had to make sure that everything was buttoned down, and they had it ready to go, and their guys executed.
Yeah, they were concerned not only about moving the ball through the air, but also on the ground. But both really started to come in sync. So for Cleveland, they solidify their spot in the playoffs as they run their mark to 12-4 on the year. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.